darlings. Today is Bank Holiday Monday. We have had the most delightful weekend. Every single day has been blue skies, just the most perfect temperature, perfect gardening weather. So today, as you'll have seen, we just started the day with an open air road trip down to the nearest garden centre. Charlie and his brother, when they were here earlier in the weekend, they rolled up the sides of the old Defender. So it's not quite fully convertible because we still have the canvas bit on the top, but with the sides up, it's perfect for lovely sunny spring days. The house is full of blooms, which is how we love it. A mixture of blooms from the farmhouse, blooms from George and Petra, and some really beautiful tulips here, blooms from the garden. So Bank Holiday Mondays are of course gardening days. So Charlie and I have a task to do this morning that we've never done before. It's certainly something that I never thought that I would be sharing on YouTube, but we are basically adding the worms that we ordered from our website, hilariously called Wiggly Wigglers. We're adding the worms to the raised beds. So because the raised beds are new, there's been a lot of movement, and even though there are some worms in the old soil because we reused our old soil, we just thought that it would be better for the beds to add even more worms. So we've bought 1,000, and you have to basically dig a hole and put 5 worms in each hole. So it's probably going to take a couple of hours, but I'm sure if we just pop some podcasts on, it'll be quite a therapeutic task. I am going to wear gloves because I don't fancy manhandling a load of worms. And also because on the beds I'm going to be doing no dig, which if you follow any kind of gardening is a method pioneered by a gardener called Charles Dowding, where basically you essentially just don't dig your beds. It's like layers and layers of different kinds of compost, different kinds of material, and the worms do all the hard work for you by basically bringing all the good stuff from the top down through the beds. So another reason to get lots of worms in there. But anyway, it's a gorgeous day, so without further ado, let's head outside. Well, a few hours have gone by since I last spoke to you, and I've been a very busy bee. I've done lots of pricking out and potting on of my calabres, parsley, various kinds of kale, and gosh, the little mini greenhouse is looking very full for someone who about 4 weeks ago said I wasn't going to do much seed planting this year, but I think we all knew that that was never going to happen because I just find it very addictive, basically. So yeah, the little mini greenhouse is full to the brim of lots of little seeds. The worms are busy making themselves at home in the new beds, so hopefully it won't be too long until we can start planting these bits and bobs out into their forever homes. Well, I am looking a little bit bedraggled after about 5 or so hours in the garden. It's just started to rain just a little bit, so it's a good time to come inside. My final outdoorsy task was to, gosh, is that picture wonky, or is my camera doing that funny lens thing again? Who knows? But this is the bouquet of flowers that we had in our bedroom. In fact, we took a really nice picture when it was in full bloom, which I'll pop on the screen here. And very impressively, quite a few of the flowers have dried out really nicely. So we didn't actually change the water in these blooms, and they were probably in our bedroom for around 2 weeks. And I took them downstairs just this morning because the water was starting to get a little bit smelly. And I realized that so many of the little blooms and also the leaves have just dried out in a really lovely way, so it seemed a shame to throw the whole bouquet away. So I've just pulled out anything that was really dead and shriveled up, kind of zhuzhed it, and I think it looks really lovely here. And I'm guessing because they've lasted this long, this could probably last for another good 3 or 4 weeks at my guess. Now, if any of you guys can tell me what this is, I'd love to know, because this always dries out so nicely. It's gone quite crisp, but it's still got all of its color. And then these leaves, and they also make for a really nice kind of wild shape to a bouquet. Obviously we've got some eucalyptus, some grasses. This almost looks like a kind of poppy seed. And there's even a couple of teasels or thistles in there as well. We actually didn't have a spare vase when I first got this bouquet, so I've put it in a gravy jug, and I actually really like how it looks. So I'm on the lookout for some more ceramic kind of vases for the flowers. But this is what we see outside our bedroom, and it's just a really lovely little vignette. This is a really nice picture as well. This was taken at Ben and Robin's wedding. Just a nice little snap. Just while we're speaking of flowers, this was a really lovely bouquet which we got from Freddie's Flowers, and I popped them in here for when George and Petra came over at the weekend, and I haven't refreshed the water or anything, and they still look absolutely gorgeous. This is one of my favourite vases, and it was from Flowered. And yeah, I'm just really liking ceramic vases at the moment, so again, if you guys have any recommendations where I can get some lovely ones, let me know. I always think it's so nice to have fresh blooms in a guest bedroom, and these are still looking absolutely gorgeous. Good morning, my darlings. Welcome to, it's not a new vlog, welcome to a brand new day. Today is the Mondayest Tuesday in the whole world. After such a lovely bank holiday weekend, I have actually been editing for about 5 hours this morning. As you may have seen, the bank holiday vlog was long. It was a very long vlog. It took me a very long time to edit that, but worth it. I think it was really lovely and wholesome. And then I've just had a lot of admin to catch up on, a lot of emails. I could probably have spent the entire day doing emails, but I am feeling a little bit hermit-like. What's the word? Not imposter syndrome. There's an expression when you just need to like leave your surroundings. If you're like stuck on an island, what's the expression? What is that expression when you just need to leave and change your surroundings? I can't remember, but that is how I'm feeling. I just needed to get out the house and change my surroundings a little bit. So even though it's really boring, I'm just driving into town to do some errands. I need to take my Dior coat to the dry cleaner because last time I wore it in London I had a Subway on the way home and I spilt teriyaki chicken sauce all the way down the front of my lovely coat. So I'm taking that to dry cleaners. I'm gonna go and get some petrol, exciting, diesel actually. I'm gonna get the car washed. I have got 2 bags of H&M returns that I need to take back, just from the recent orders that I've been doing. And I also need to get some ingredients. I'm gonna do an Ocado order, but it probably won't arrive until Thursday. We need some eggs, we need some milk. Oh, I keep missing my finger. Need some milk to make cups of coffee for the Nicholson's chaps. And I thought I would just have a little look in nice shops in our town. So that's my plan. Very exciting. I just need to get out the house for a couple of hours. What is the expression? I don't know, but I'll probably remember it by the time I get into town. So that's my little journey for the morning. And it's one of those weird days where we were so lucky with the bank holiday weekend weather. It was glorious every single day and we made the most of it. We were outside so much. But now, today is a bit weird. As you can see right now, it is gloriously sunny, but there's also some really big black clouds around, and I know that you did not ask for a weather forecast. I'm sorry, that's so boring. But yeah, I just thought while the sun's shining, I'll get out and about. Stockholm Syndrome? No, that's when you fall in love with your captor. Speaking of Stockholm Syndrome, oh my gosh, I need to stop to tell you about this. So Charlie and I are currently obsessed with watching, what's it called? Money Heist, which is actually a Spanish program. And we watch it in English, obviously. My Spanish is not quite good enough to watch Spanish TV, but it's about a group of, I guess you could call them con artists, and they break into the Royal Mint in Madrid, I think it's Madrid anyway, and basically start printing €1 billion, and then they have an escape plan, and it's really, really good. We actually last night watched to the end of season 2, and you can kind of tell that they intended to finish it there, because the way that it ends, it would be a really nice way for it to just completely end. But then there's 3 more seasons, so they're definitely dragging it out. But speaking of TV stuff, Charlie saw an advert last night for the second Downton Abbey film, which is so exciting. Can't wait to go and see it. I think we are going to go with a big group of friends to our nearest cinema when it's out. And I think tonight we're going to rewatch the original Downton Abbey film. So I'm not actually sure where you can watch it, but this evening I will find out and I will let you know. But as you guys know, I do work with Surfshark, and if you live in a country that doesn't have access to the Downton Abbey film or anything else that you might want to watch, then you can use Surfshark, which is a VPN, which means virtual private network, to essentially place your device anywhere in the world. So say for example, I found out that I could only watch Downton Abbey if I was in the US, then I could use my Surfshark, scroll through hundreds of different countries, click on the US, and my laptop or tablet or phone would then think that it's in the US. It takes a matter of seconds. There's hundreds of countries that you can choose from. So it just enables you to have the entire internet of content at your fingertips, which is absolutely incredible. Great for when new films come out. Sometimes films come out earlier in different countries, so it's really useful for that. But also it's amazing for internet security. Having a VPN is essentially an extra layer of security over your browsing. So if you're ever abroad or just not in your own home, like in a cafe, and you have to log into a public Wi-Fi, always put your VPN on, because you never know what kind of, not necessarily viruses, but like what could be on that Wi-Fi network that could be collecting your data. So having a VPN, a virtual private network, is an extra layer of security, which is so fantastic. There are so many different uses, and I've been using Surfshark now for coming on 2 years. In fact, I think it is 2 years, because it was literally when we moved house that I started working with them, and that was 2 years ago. So yeah, it's something that I love and I highly recommend. And as always, you can use my discount code, which will be on the screen here, to get your extra months for free. And I believe it's 83% off, which is just absolutely incredible. So if you ever hear me talking about something on TV or on the internet or whatever, and you're like, oh, it's really annoying. It's also like when it comes to shopping, sometimes I talk about something and you guys say it's not available in your country. You can literally just use Surfshark to put your laptop in the UK to see what I'm talking about. And I've done it for H&M before. I've ordered stuff making my laptop think that it's in, where did I do? Germany, and then ordered stuff to the UK, and it works absolutely perfectly. So yeah, anyway, someone's coming, walking the dog, so I'm gonna get a move on because they're gonna think I'm a crazy lady sat here talking into the camera. But it's still annoying me that I can't remember what that expression is. Don't you just love what tangents I go on when I'm in the car? No, you need to wait for me. Are you going in there? Okay. Guys, I've nearly made it all the way into town, and I can't stop thinking about the expression. The one that I've just come up with is cabin fever. Is that what it is? Something fever? Is it cabin fever, where you've been in the same place for too long? I remember thinking about this expression when we were in the Maldives, because I was thinking, wouldn't it be amazing to work on an island in the Maldives? And then Charlie or I said, oh yeah, but it would be blah blah blah. Is it cabin fever? I can't wait to park and Google it. What do you even Google? Oh my gosh, this bridge, wait, is not big enough for 2 cars. Okay, I'm gonna Google British expression for being in the same place for too long. it just keeps saying sedentary. As in, yeah, that's the actual word for staying in the same place for a long time. Oh, it's really hard to Google slang. I don't know, but maybe one of you guys know, or maybe it just is cabin fever. Anyway, I'm gonna go and take my coat to the dry cleaners. Okay, I've done most of my errands. I think I'm gonna drive towards the place where I think they do car washing. Normally I go to a bigger town and do car washing, but I drove past a chip shop and it was open, so I had to get a portion of chips. Yeah, so I'm actually just gonna sit here and watch a YouTube video for 5 minutes, and then, I mean, I could probably sit and eat my chips while they wash the car, but I can't bear the thought of someone watching me eat a portion of chips. So I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy my chips. What should I watch? Let's see who's been vlogging lately. Susie Benaldi weekly vlog. That'll do. Oh! Oh, it's so awkward when you have to just sit in the car like an absolute donut. There we have a beautifully clean car. I'm always a little bit nervous when we take it somewhere new because we've got this wrap on it. But I find as long as I tell them, then they just change the different products that they use to wash it with. None of the chemicals that could melt it. But yeah, it just looks, I always think it looks amazing when it's clean. A rare sight in these country lanes. Well, hello again, darlings. I have been a fairly rubbish vlogger today. All I've filmed is my errand running in town. I've just not been feeling particularly vloggy today. I've, as you can tell, just hair scraped back. I'm gonna go and do a Peloton in a second, I think. I just feel like I need to do something to like round off the day. I got up early, as I mentioned, to do some editing, so I didn't do a workout this morning, and I think I'm gonna put on an overnight hair mask tonight. So yeah, an evening workout makes sense. It's also been a little bit chilly today, even though it's been sunny, so I've been just in my roll neck, and you probably can't see, but these like comfy linen H&M trousers. So what I've been putting off doing for a long time is washing my makeup brushes. So I think what I'm going to do is pop on a face mask, and I've got a lovely new one here from Aurelia. This is their Refine and Polish Exfoliation Mask, Double Action Enzyme Exfoliator with Protida, Maple Enzymes and Rice Bran. So I'm going to use that. And I also have a new cleanser from Wildsmith, which is the brand that they have at Heckfield Place. And this sounds rather lovely. Radical Botany Active Repair Nourishing Cleansing Balm for the face. And I bet it's going to smell absolutely gorgeous. First of all, I'm going to use, it's actually not a face halo, this is from a brand called Dock and Bay, but it works exactly the same as a face halo. I find that there's always like long periods of time where I'm just kind of stuck in a rut with skincare, and then there'll be a period of time where I just get so many new things arriving, all super close together, and you're currently balanced on 3 different products. And I've just got loads and loads of things to try, but at the same time I don't want to like mess up my routine because I really love the products that I'm using at the moment. But I always think that a nice cleansing balm can't really mess up your routine. So this literally looks like a jelly. Smells incredible. Smells kind of minty. Really unusual texture. It's like a slightly gloopier Vaseline. Oh, oh my god. Ooh. That is peculiar. Smells absolutely gorgeous. Okay, now that it's rubbed in a little bit, the texture is a little bit more normal. It felt like it was gonna ping off my face earlier, but now it just feels really like silky and balmy. That feels absolutely gorgeous, and it smells heavenly. I think if you do a double cleanse, you can definitely afford to use a more kind of sensorial product as part of your routine. I'm loving the Aurelia, I think it's called the Miracle Cleanser at the moment. It's kind of like a step up from the Lizelle Cleanse and Polish, if you are a huge fan of that. Do you know what? Having just read this, I think this is the kind of product which actually is better used in the shower. So you put this on when you're ready to get in the shower, because it says it's a lightweight balm with environmentally friendly rice grains to gently buff away dead skin cells, Aurelia's signature probiotic blend to protect, restore and balance. When you're ready to remove, the mask to milk formula rinses off with ease. So I think I'm actually going to save this and put that on just before my shower, which will be in about an hour by the time I've done my brushes and done my Peloton. So instead, I'm just going to nourish my skin while I'm doing my makeup brushes. This is the Fresh Sea Berry Moisturizing Face Oil. It looks like this, and this is another of those really wonderful kind of sensorial products. I love giving myself a little bit of a facial massage with an oil. Okay, nice and hydrated and looking seriously shiny. I'm now just going to pop on a YouTube video and see how many makeup brushes I can clean in. I'm going to give myself 20 minutes, so I'm going to power through. Okay, so my makeup brushes are cleansed. Only took about 10 minutes actually. I only did my main ones. And I'm not going to give you a full-on kitchen garden update because actually they've just been doing the greenhouse wall again today. But what I did want to show you is our crab apple arch in full bloom. It's looking spectacular, and if you remember this time last year when it was in bloom, I think there's probably twice the amount of blooms this year. It's a shame that the kitchen garden is still a bit of a mess, because it would be lovely to have that arch in bloom and then the kitchen garden looking beautiful as well. But I'll do a very quick update for you. I've got a lot of my little seedlings that have been out sunbathing today, getting some daylight. My red oak lettuce, these ones here, and my pak choi are doing particularly well. So yeah, because the chaps were doing the greenhouse today, there are no updates down here, other than I'm not sure that we showed you the finished herb bed. Obviously everything in here is a tiny little baby plant, but Charlie and I spent some time the other day, was it yesterday? No, a couple of days ago, just planting everything. So we've got everything from lemon balm, we've got rosemary, we've got thyme, we've got parsley, we've got sage, coriander, fennel. It is a very, very thorough herb bed. It'll look fantastic in a few weeks once everything's grown up a little bit, and we've left spaces for the stepping stones, which hopefully will be coming in the next couple of days. Okay, I'm in the gym and I'm gonna try something a little bit different on the Peloton. I saw Victoria posted about this on her stories the other day and it looked oh my goodness, what's happened to my grammar? It looked really fun. It's called Lane Break, Peloton Lane Break, and I think it's kind of like a game. I don't know how we choose the length of time, or let's have a look, let's learn the basics. Okay. Oh, am I gonna have to ride? Maybe I should get my shoes on. Okay, so you have to move your resistance knob. Obviously this way makes it harder, this way makes it lighter, and by adjusting the resistance, that's how you change lanes. And you have to hit as many of the beats as possible. I feel like this is gonna be one of those things where the more you do it, the better you're gonna get. So let's give it a go. Okay, so we wanna stay in this lane. Oh my gosh, it's actually quite hard, okay. You're really gonna have to move the resistance knob quite a lot. Oh my god, I'm rubbish at this. Ah! Okay, this requires concentration, but I love the idea of gamifying your workout. I feel like I'm barely gonna realize how much I'm working out. Right, let's do this. Okay, I've chosen to do the 15-minute 80s ride, starting off with a bit of Whitney Houston. And I can totally see why this is addictive. Okay, let's go. To see my reflection at the moment, so I'll spare you the details. But after my spin, oh, by the way, the game was amazing, but I did have a little bit of energy afterwards, so I did a 10-minute Tabata, and then I was completely pooped, but I just had a lovely pampering shower. And I have applied on my face, as usual, my Skin and Me Daily Doser. I like to apply that like a few hours before bedtime, because then I can put on a really nice night cream afterwards. And then I am obsessed with this. This is the Aurelia Firm and Replenish Body Serum, a botanical infused intensive nourishing lotion with baobab, argan and shea. And it is just the most heavenly consistency for a body lotion. It sinks in straight away. I'm just a little bit in love with this brand. I think everything Aurelia does is absolutely wonderful. And yeah, I just feel like this with, so basically, I will talk to the camera even though I look a little bit scary. I've got my River Island floral pajamas on. Basically, I don't know if this is too much information that nobody asked for, but now that we are in spring summer, I alternate my showers and my tanning routine. So every other shower, for example the one that I just had, I will thoroughly exfoliate and I will shave my legs, etc. And then I will apply a lovely body lotion like this one. And then the other shower, the one that I alternate in between, I don't exfoliate and I don't shave, and I apply my Vita Liberata Fake Tan. And their new Fake Tan in their new branding, which I think I've showed you before in my vlog where I went to London, it just gives the most gorgeous natural colour and no smell. Absolutely no smell, so I can wear it during the day, which is amazing. And I'm starting to go very blue in this crazy light, so I'm going to go upstairs, just towel dry my hair because I'm going to do a silk heatless curl set tonight, and Charlie's cooking a lemon veggie chicken stir-fry type dinner. So yes, a lovely evening. Just wanted to show you over here as well. These are the tulips that I picked from the garden the other day, and I think I got these on Farmer Gracie, the bulbs. You obviously plant bulbs in around September, and they are just the most beautiful tulips I have ever seen. You can see this one just starting to come out. It's almost a little bit ranunculus-like, really feathery and textured on the edges. They are absolutely spectacular. Really nice to snip them and bring them inside when they're like this, because then you get to enjoy them as they open. So here you get a glimpse of my skincare that I'm currently testing out, and my usual skincare that I apply up here in my lovely floral powder room. As you can see, I have done my heatless waves. I just look absolutely ridiculous, but it doesn't matter because I'm gonna sleep in them tonight. So actually my hair is a little bit more damp than it usually is when I apply my heatless waves. So we'll see how this affects them in the morning, but I'm trying really hard to limit my heat use on my hair at the moment, because especially since it's been coloured recently, I am starting to notice a little bit more breakage, which we don't want. But anyway, dinner is ready, so I'm going to go downstairs and have dinner looking totally crazy, and then I think we're going to have an early night. Good morning, my darlings. As you can see, the heatless curls did work, just a little sporadically. It was a little bit uncomfortable sleeping in the silk sausage last night, but at least we have some volume, and yeah, I didn't use any heat on it. So I always say with heatless curls, it's always a 50-50% chance as to whether it's going to look good or not. But yeah, I'm fairly happy with the volume and the movement that we've got. So this morning my Ocado order should be here any minute, in the next 5 minutes. And I ordered some ingredients, most of which we already had in the cupboard, but a few extra things to make a wild garlic focaccia. I noticed that Charlie picked up some wild garlic from Dalesford a few days ago and he has not used it yet, so I am going to use it in a focaccia that I'm going to make today. It'll take 3 hours in total. Most of that time is it just sat there proving, and then maybe I'll make a wild garlic and asparagus risotto for dinner. So that's the plan. I'm literally going to start making it as soon as my shopping arrives, so I'm going to get the rest of the ingredients out so we're ready to go. So I'm mostly going to do it on the Thermomix. I'm going to follow the Thermomix cookie dough recipe, but this is a website called Anna Banana, and she's got a wild garlic focaccia recipe, and she has got instructions on how to make a little a wild garlic and black pepper spread, which you basically weave, kind of pour into the focaccia, which sounds lovely. So I'm going to follow her recipe for the spread and the cookie dough recipe for the focaccia. Well, it turns out there's not very many ingredients in a focaccia. I'm waiting for the strong white bread flour to arrive in my order, and then it just needs olive oil, yeast, some fine salt, some coarse salt, some rosemary, and then some warm water. That's it. This could be the easiest recipe in the entire world. Yoo-hoo! Ocado time!
Is that one just there?
Yeah, perfect. I've got some bags for you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, you can just pop it down. That's fine.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to grab it tonight, isn't
I'll
it?
get some more in it.
Super, thank you. Hey, Dixie. You're my best friend. Okay, so here is our Ocado order. Quite a random one this time. I only placed the order at about 4 PM yesterday and it's here before 10 AM this morning, so that's great. Sometimes you get lucky with the delivery slots and I'm finding that there's more available these days. My Little Moons mochi balls, which I am just obsessed with, were on special offer. I think it was like 3 for £8 or something. It was really good. Yeah, just really random as always. I've got my oat milk. Charlie requested some salad cream bits. We found some old groundnut oil in our cupboard when Charlie cleared out the pantry and it went out of date 18 months ago. So a new groundnut oil, flyer, chili flakes, pine nuts, frozen croissants because they're amazing. These little Biona fizzy peaches, they are scrumptious. Definitely didn't order enough of those. Little chocolate nibbly cakes from Itsu. They are delicious. You can get your favorite nice bits from Ocado as well. Clarence Court eggs, lemons, raspberries, blueberries, parmigiano reggiano. Charlie wanted some beef dripping, probably for his roast potatoes. And darling, you'll be excited about this. This is not just any beef dripping.
It's Errands.
Nope, Hawksmoor beef dripping. Isn't that amazing?
Wow. Is that's from Ocado?
Yeah.
Game changer.
They actually just have the best bits. The only thing that I buggered up on is the world's biggest Lurpak. I don't even know if that'll fit in our
That
fridge.
is annoying.
I didn't even know they made them that big. That's the one downside to shopping online.
Family size.
Yeah. And then, very excitingly for my children, this entire sack of dog treats. Look at this. Their favourites are...
That goofy face on the floor.
Daddy, don't call me Goofy. Their favourites are this brand called Good Boy, because they are good boys. So we have so many. Yes, I will give my babies a little treat because you are my best friends. Now, Dexy, do you want beef fillets, beef fillet, or chicken and calcium bones, or chewy twists with chicken, or chewy chicken dumbbells? Which would you like? Mummy, don't tantalize me. Duck? I don't think that was one of the options.
That's his favourite one.
I don't think they had duck.
That's his favourite one.
Chicken strips.
I love the duck one, Mummy.
There's no duck.
I love the duck treat, it's my favourite.
You can have chicken fillets. They won't know the difference.
Oh, it's so lovely. I
like chicken fillet. If I lived in America, I'd go to Chick-fil-A every day. But it's too big, so we're going to share it. We're going to share like nice brothers. Lovely! Okay, my dough is rising in the cling film. You can see it's really starting to steam up in there. And I couldn't resist putting a croissant in the Arga, so I'm going to have... Ooh, stuck to the pan a little bit. I'm going to have one of my lovely Ocado croissants with some Dalesford strawberry jam as my mid-morning snack. Well, that croissant was delicious, and now I'm going to make the wild garlic and black pepper pesto for inside the focaccia. As you can see, Charlie bought these a few days ago. I didn't know if he was going to use them for anything, so I didn't use them, but some of them are starting to go a little bit yellow. So I'm going to pick out the good ones. All you have to do for this pesto is essentially tear up your wild garlic, add that and some black pepper to your mortar and some olive oil, and voila, you've got a pesto. I'm probably going to make more than just this size, so I've kept the jug out here and I can just keep transferring it into the jug. Midway through making my pesto, watching Victoria's latest video, and it's going pretty well. I've got this much so far. That's just one batch.
You're gonna jar it up?
Well, I wasn't going to because I don't know if we've got enough leaves. Well, I'll see how we go if we've got enough left over. But anyway,
it seems a shame to make a load of, not a load of mess, but you know what I mean, make a load of
pesto
and then not jar it up because we'd use it.
Yeah. With pasta and stuff. Anyway, so I obviously always take the mick out of Charlie for buying far too many antiques. Shopaholics are us. But he actually found one that we had both had on our wish list for a little while. Here's a clue. Do you want to show the clue?
That's the clue.
This is the clue. And I'm really, really excited about this one. Apparently it's quite huge. Is it outside? Wow!
This is awesome, isn't it?
Oh my goodness.
So just for anyone
Hang
that
on,
doesn't...
let's pause the video. I'm sure a lot of people won't know what this is. So write a comment down below, wrong answers only, what you think this is. Wrong answers only. Okay, you can press play again now. It is, of course, an antique rhubarb forcer. So I've been watching, this is how tragic my life is, I've been watching videos about rhubarb, and you can force your rhubarb every 2 years. So in a dream world you'll have 3 of these, or in a dream world you'll have 3 rhubarb plants.
Right.
And then you rotate the forcer around each of them each year.
Because from my perspective, obviously, it's strange because I'm really passionate about all the garden in terms of like the aesthetic stuff, so like the flowers, the trees, the fruit trees, all of that, and obviously being sustainable or more self-sufficient is something that excites me, but I'm not like 100% into the fruit and veg growing yet, which is why it's good you are.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking about these as much about the structure, because I think we've got the 4 raised beds, and I think it's great that we've got herbs in one, but we need in one of your other 3, we need something interesting other than just a bed with things growing.
Yeah.
So I actually think we want another 2 of these, but smaller.
Yeah.
And I think if we can have a trio,
yeah.
So if the other 2 are far smaller, even one without a lid, because often, this was on Etsy, it wasn't crazy expensive, but the ones with lids are always more expensive, because obviously without a lid you can't use it, but you often find you can find loads without lids.
That's awesome.
I think that one's the big one, and then if we can find over the next couple of years another 2 smaller ones, then it as a trio in the middle of the bed.
We'll definitely have to measure the next ones. Yeah, we could put it instead of where the claviton cloche is going to be.
I mean, as it happens, so I was thinking actually, a few people have asked this, so we will do this. It will take me a bit of time to summarise like our top 20 favourite antique websites, because there's ones that
you should do a blog post.
Well, there's ones that I always go to.
Yeah.
And this was actually just from Etsy. But there is a website and guys that we visited in Tetbury called Brown Rick.
Yeah.
2 guys, amazing, Jorge and David. And they actually, I messaged them to say, oh, I saw you sold some on your website, but they're sold out. Could you keep an eye out for us? Which is also another tip that I've learned. When you've bought things from the same dealer, message them and ask them to keep an eye out for something for you, rather than keep visiting their website and go, oh, they haven't got anything that I want. Just say, we're on the lookout for a dressing table or whatever, and they'll keep you in mind. And he's got a load in his garden, and he sent us some pictures, so they're willing to sell us a few. So I think we need just 2 smaller ones.
Yeah, but we definitely need to measure them, because if we had 3 that size, it would look
No, this is by far
really
the centerpiece.
silly.
It's just lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Great. So basically you force your rhubarb over winter, and it means that your rhubarb is ready to eat in spring, so a little bit earlier than normal, because normally rhubarb is a summer.
Does it taste very different?
It's a lot sweeter and softer, so I think I'd prefer it.
Oh, it's better then.
Yeah.
It's probably not as nutritious though, I'd imagine.
Well, it's not had the light, so I don't know.
Is it rhubarb that you burn the roots of?
Yeah, you have to, and the leaves are poisonous. And it's poisonous to dogs, so we have to be careful.
I mean, look, I don't think we're going to grow a crazy amount because we don't eat a lot.
Yeah.
I actually had stewed rhubarb in my yoghurt the other day, and that was
lovely.
Nice.
Rhubarb crumble.
So
Cool.
there you go. So do I get credit for this find?
Yeah, you do.
I think it's good, and actually, believe it or not, there aren't many online that are in any way affordable. Pay a fortune for these. So.
We should take that and the claveton cloches down to the kitchen garden
Do you want
later.
to see one other little update?
What else have you been buying? Wow, it's quite bling colour, isn't it?
It's fantastic, I think.
It's quite Ainhook Parky.
It's fantastic though, do you not think?
Yeah.
So it's, what's it called? A convex mirror. So the reason I was inspired by Farmhouse with this, because we knew we needed something above the fireplace. Forget the light fittings, because we're changing those, aren't we?
Yeah.
And I was actually thinking we maybe might find a place for these at Chiswick, at the flat, because I think that'd be nice. But anyway, we needed something up here, and initially we were like artwork or a big landscape mirror. But the problem with those mirrors, they just reflect, that mirror just reflects, it reflects light, but basically I feel like this brings the room into the mirror.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't it? So
Really
I think
cool.
when we've got something a bit more suitable here, it will hopefully line up perfectly. It's nice, right?
Great. Yeah, the colour gold is quite like bling, but maybe it'll soften as it gets a little bit.
Well, I think you need, well, it's
Yeah, it
against
stands
wood,
out.
isn't it? So if it was a wooden framed mirror, it would blend in
Yeah,
too much.
that's true. I like how old it looks. These are all my toys that we washed because we found them in our store cupboard.
Mouse attack.
Yeah, so they have survived, but I need to put them in a bedroom in a trunk somewhere. Hello darlings, it's been a couple of hours since I last spoke to you. The focaccia has been proving, although it was meant to have doubled in size and it really hasn't, so hopefully it'll be okay. Maybe I didn't add enough yeast, or maybe the yeast was too old, I'm not sure. So yeah, here's my fairly flat focaccia, but the next step is to pop it in a baking tray and then let it rise for another half an hour. So hopefully that might work. Okay, hello darlings, excuse the crazy lighting. The focaccia is in the oven. It's got 16 minutes until it's going to be ready. And I just had a DHL delivery, so I thought I'd do a little unboxing with you. This has arrived, I was not expecting this, from JVN, which is, I believe he's an American like celebrity hairdresser, hairstylist, Jonathan Van Ness. I hope I've got that right. Introducing JVN Hair, a conscious, sustainable, scientifically proven and non-gendered hair care line founded by Jonathan Van Ness. How can hair products be gendered? Well, I guess they could be for guys or for girls. Yeah, okay. So this is for absolutely everybody. Ah, that's where he's from, Queer Eye. For his role as hair and grooming expert with a remarkable ability to transform how clients feel, 15 plus years as a professional hairstylist in New York and LA. So, the hero product is hemisqualane. No, that's an ingredient that every formula has. A sustainably sourced sugar cane and a natural alternative to silicone. Okay, that's really interesting because as much as I know that you shouldn't have silicone in your hair products, I do notice a difference if my hair routine doesn't contain silicone. It just doesn't have the same feel to it. So, let's have a look. Daily Voluminizing Shampoo, made with clean hemisqualane, silicone-free, sulfate-free, colour-safe and vegan. So that's the shampoo. And these are for giving your hair body. See, this is probably what my hair needs right now. Undamaged strengthening shampoo and the same undamaged strengthening conditioner. So that sounds great. It looks lovely. Okay, well, I'll put it to the test and I will let you guys know how I get along with this hemisqualane, because if it really is a natural alternative to silicone, that could be a bit of a game changer. Stay tuned. Oh my god, there's more. I thought that was it. There is a whole other layer. Okay, wow. Ooh, pre-wash scalp oil. See, I don't know if I need that because my scalp always gets oily and the ends dry, but that does sound lovely. Massage into scalp and disperse through the ends 15 minutes before washing. So I could do this before getting on the Peloton next time and have hair oil working its magic while I do my workout. Instant recovery serum. Distribute through damp hair to protect against, why can I not talk today? Protect against heat damage. Hair will look and feel silky and serene. Okay, this could be a good product to use with my heatless curls. Work a desired amount through any kind of hair to add buildable, touchable hold that lets your natural texture shine. That is going to be what I use next time I do my heatless waves. Yeah, for air drying. That sounds amazing. Okay, that could be a game changer. Oh, and I realised since I last saw you, I've added some lovely jewellery. I was shooting some Instagram stories for Astrid and Miu, and these are the bits from their latest collection. You can actually get, I'm obsessed with this necklace, you can either wear it, let's just move the rubbish out of the way. There we go. So you can either wear the necklace like a lariat style, so it's got this little clip detail. Please excuse my nails, I have just managed to get an appointment for tomorrow. Yeah, so you can either clip it so that the necklace has the pearl hanging down like a lariat style, but you can also open it up and then of course close it boop, down here at the bottom and wear it like a normal chain necklace with a pearl, and I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. And then the earrings, are like a very soft wavy hoop, and again you can take off the pearl. And as I mentioned in my stories, which you might have already seen, if you get them both together you can get them as a set for £145 instead of £170, so it's a good saving if you did want to get them both. But you can also get them separately, and I love them. I think this might just become my new everyday necklace. It's more like a flatbread. I think the yeast might be off.
Why?
Because it hasn't risen.
My little baker, she's really good cook. Really good cook, aren't you?
I followed the recipe exactly. I'm blaming the yeast.
Really good little cook.
Focaccia flatbread.
There's one thing I've learned in my 10 years with you.
Is that I'll try.
You're very talented at lots of things. But there's a few things that ain't your bag.
I'll try again. With some fresh yeast. Well, I'm not too sure that I would call this a success. I would call this a focaccia flatbread, and I'm totally going to blame the yeast. I think the yeast was probably a little bit old, so it's not really risen. I did think something strange was going on when my dough wasn't rising, but it smells wonderful, and I do love a flatbread, so we may not have that lovely spongy focaccia texture, but I'm sure it'll taste delicious. And while it was in the Aga, Charlie has prepared a kale, carrot and beetroot salad and chickpea. So I'm going to have this with a slice of my focaccia flatbread for my lovely luncheon. Well, I've just been eating my lunch outside, and I'm not going to lie, I'm really sad about my focaccia. I've tried to make light of it and treat it as a flatbread, but it's just kind of raw and uncooked in the middle, but I am eating all around the edges and it tastes amazing. It's just not the consistency. And while I've been eating my lunch outside, I've been watching videos on why my focaccia didn't rise, and I think the solution, or the problem, was that the yeast that I used was dead essentially. So no, I think it's no sugar could be released and therefore no carbon dioxide to make the bubbles, to make it rise. I'm not sure on the science, but I'm gonna do it right now. Throwing away this yeast. I mean, it literally says best before December 2021, but I don't think this is the jar that the yeast originally came in. But I'm gonna order some more yeast on next day delivery on Amazon, because I do still have some of the garlic pesto, and that's the only bit that was really time consuming, making the pesto. So I'm gonna order the yeast, and I'm literally gonna do this exact thing again on Friday. So hopefully we'll be able to redeem ourselves and my focaccia making abilities. Very, very sad. Hello darlings, it's a few hours later and I look bedraggled. Bedraggled is the word. We had a wedding meeting at the house here today and this afternoon, and that lasted about 3 hours. I think I read a stat somewhere that you spend on average 750 hours planning a wedding, and I was like, no, that's ridiculous. And we're still like early stages and we've already done like, I mean, physical meetings, we've probably done like 20 hours. And online research and stuff, countless. And we've got a wedding planner. So yeah, it's starting to seem very real. I need to brush my hair. But yeah, we have been out in the garden talking wedding plans. It was actually a catering chat this afternoon. So yeah, that took a long time. Charlie likes to chat, as I'm sure you've realised. And oh, tulip delivery. Beautiful.
It'd be nice to have a pop by the house again.
Gorgeous. I'll show you those in a second. And then we had a call. So since then, I've had a couple of Amazon deliveries, and one of these is a gift for you, actually, darling.
Is it?
Yep.
You bought me a present?
I bought you a present.
Wow.
I know. Do you want to come and receive it?
Yeah, 2 seconds.
I think it's very appropriate.
Sun cream.
No. Wow.
Look.
Oh my goodness.
I catch the
I
sun.
wish I caught the sun as
Well, I don't
easily
know
as
though,
you.
because I'm not wearing SPF today, so that was a bit silly.
This is your gift.
Wow. No.
That was such a fake wow.
No, it wasn't at all. It wasn't at all. Wow. No, I just was
Lovely.
processing what it is.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's all different ways of. Oh look.
Yeah.
That's interesting, because actually yesterday someone was asking me about lemon verbena. Someone on Instagram said, "What would you use lemon verbena for?" And I thought, I actually have no idea. I've just planted it because I thought I should.
Don't you put it in tea, and it's meant to be very anti-anxiety?
So you can use lemon verbena in all sorts of things like salad dressings. You can use it in desserts for a little lemony taste. But it is also a bit
in a
like mint
cake.
in that it's quite good for settling
A
upset
dodgy tummy.
tummies,
I bet
which
it
is not a
tastes
bad thing.
nicer. So show everyone what you've got. What's your gift?
Herb, a cook's companion.
Isn't it lovely?
It's a beautiful book as well.
Yeah, seeing as you've got your new herb garden,
A
but
plot to plate exploration. I like that, plot to plate.
that's a really good slogan, isn't it? Plots to
Lovely.
plate.
Thanks.
Do you know who has got a really good slogan? Cowshed, from the heart and soil of England's Somerset. Heart and soul, heart and soil.
Not as good as plot to plate.
Well, I thought this was
That's awesome.
a lovely hardcover book, so he can find out all the information about his various herbs and then what to do with them. So I think it's got like growing tips. So look, darling, in the rosemary section, it's got like different varieties, how to grow it, harvesting it, how and when to use it. Even if you don't enjoy looking through it, I definitely will. There's loads of information. It's just got really lovely pictures. Sage, harvesting, single leaves. I think that's so useful.
That is a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
Oh look, I already make
ever-
that. To be fair.
Wow.
But what is there? Mayo in there? Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh, I love
actually, this is a confession, I saw this book in Dalesford, and while I was there, I went on Amazon
So,
and I got it for
this is a
£15
confession.
cheaper.
This is a confession. I have done that 20 times. I bought that bunny book on Amazon.
Yeah.
I mean, look, that, you know, we love Dalesford. We spend a small fortune there every week.
They do take
But
90% of our
certain
money.
things I'm not buying there.
If you
I
can get
it
the
cheaper
exact
somewhere
same
else.
product on Amazon,
I
yeah.
agree with you. And I don't think we should feel guilty because that's business. In the same way that Dalesford would buy from a less local supplier if they could get it more affordable.
What is in your Amazon order?
Oh, I think this is going to be something very boring. I tend to buy extremely boring and practical things from Amazon, but sometimes living out here, there's certain products that we would have to go to.
I'm going to guess that it's some kind of furniture oil.
Oh no, actually, this is quite interesting. This is the perfect example of what I buy from Amazon. This is a tap N.
You're a tap N.
Which turns our lovely brass tap that Nicholson's have put in into a usable one with a hose pipe. So it's a connector.
That's genuinely quite useful.
And then this is interesting. One of these is for us, and it's a book that has inspired a lot of people with regards to like farming and things like that. It's called The New Complete Book of Self-Sufficiency, a classic guide for realists and dreamers. But this is a really old book. It's been completely newly done. But I think this book is from like the 30s.
Wow.
Look. So it's a proper old school book, and it's what a lot of farmers and stuff have used. And it's just really interesting for different, like what produce. I mean, arguably it's quite funny because there'll be links from there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, literally. Harvesting, aftercare.
But there's a lot more in depth. It's about self-sufficiency. Look how you do potatoes. I just thought it's one of those sort of books that we buy a lot of books, and do we read them cover to cover? No, but when it gets to the warmer months,
it's quite nice.
Sit out there
Flickability.
and just read a few pages. So that I got 2 of those.
Mm-hmm. And I actually don't know what is in this order. Oh, this might be my shampoo actually. Yes. Because my hair is in need of toning, and this is literally the only shampoo in the world that tones beautifully but also doesn't obliterate the texture of your hair. A lot of toning shampoos can be very harsh on your hair and very stripping, but Redken Blondage, I have used this for many years and I recommend it to everyone that's got blonde hair that wants to tone it. Even if your hair's not blonde, even if you have got just a few lighter streaks in like brunette hair. I've even got friends that have got super dark hair and they use this because it just tones your hair so perfectly. So now I set up a subscription on Amazon because the last 2 weeks I have been without it and it has been very, very sad for my poor hair. So next time you see me I should have perfectly toned hair. But anyway, that is now set up, yeah, on a subscription. So that's great. I did hope that something more exciting was going to be arriving from Amazon today. I'll give you a clue. It's something that I mentioned in the last vlog. And I've now purchased it. It's got very bad reviews on Amazon, but we need it in our lives anyway. But yeah, I'll save that cliffhanger until the next time. My battery's flashing. This vlog is probably very long, so I'm going to end it here, my darlings. So thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.